Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the Memorial Day vlog. This was originally supposed to be my planting vlog for my garden, but I've decided to take you along with us for the entire weekend because we have a couple things that we're doing, and I don't think that planting my garden is going to be as big a deal as it was last year because the garden plot's already dug and I already have my layout and everything. So I will be showing you guys that later and giving you an update on my starter plants. Spoiler alert, it's not very good, but anyway, we are doing some other things. And so starting today is Saturday, we are going down to New Hampshire for a race. Our good friend Evan, he races, and we have not been to a race yet this year because of having a 5-month-old. Just wasn't really in the cards for us until today, but my mom is watching him and we are baby free for the first time in oh, it's been a minute. This is the first long stretch that we're not gonna have him. We've gone out and done things for an hour or two together, but this is the first day that we're gonna be gone for several hours. My mom is not complaining, don't worry, she's very excited. So we're gonna head down to the race. I will show you guys some footage of that. I'll give you a little recap after everything. And then tomorrow, my family's coming over. We're gonna do a little cookout, and it's gonna be 90 degrees. So we probably won't be doing a ton of yard work because that's gonna be pretty hot. And then Monday, there's a parade, and I'll probably do my planting on Monday because it's only gonna be, I think it's gonna be 75 on Monday. But tomorrow's gonna be almost 90, which is very hot for this time of year. So that is kind of the layout for the rest of this weekend, and we're very excited. So we'll bring you guys along and hopefully you guys enjoy. There's Brandon. Let's get headed down to New Hampshire. So we're on our way back from the racetrack. I didn't get a ton of footage while we were there, but it is about 7:15. We were not there terribly long, which is great because this was the first time we ever left Teddy with my mom for more than just a couple hours. And so we're on our way to pick him up, and then we're gonna head home for the night, get him into bed, and then get ready for tomorrow to have our little family barbecue. We're probably gonna go over to Target in the morning and get a splash pad for Teddy. I think I mentioned that earlier. It's gonna be almost 90 tomorrow, and so we're gonna get some stuff to beat the heat. The race was good. Our friend, he did pretty good. His car was in one piece at the end, and it was good. It was our first race of the year, and yeah, we're looking forward to going to some more. So good job, Evan, if you're watching this. We had a good time. Had some cheese fries. What else did we have? Chicken tenders.
White knuckle nuggets.
They weren't nuggets though. No. Anyway, okay. We will check back in tomorrow morning when we're doing more stuff. Just wanted to close this out for the day, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Happy morning! It is Sunday, and I'm checking in because we are ready to head out this morning to go to Target. We're doing just a quick little... yeah, Target. We're doing just a quick little run to go and hopefully get a splash pad for Teddy, some swim diapers, and then some other odds and ends for today. I am making a dessert that is literally cheesecake based and forgot to buy cream cheese, so there's that. We have to go get some cream cheese. So we're just running out real quick. It's only 9:30 in the morning. It's not, I don't even think it's 9:30 yet. The splash pad that I want for him, there's only one in stock at our Target, so we are hurrying over there and hopefully we're able to get it. It is going to be 88 degrees today at 4 o'clock. It's gonna be 86 midday, so it's gonna be really hot. So this is the first time we'll put him in his little rash guard and his sun hat outfit, his swim hat. He can't have baby sunscreen just yet, not until next month when he's 6 months old. So we do have to cover him as much as we can. So we're going to be putting him in his little swim outfit today. It's going to be so exciting. And this is the first time we're doing summery things with him. I'll probably check back in at Target when we're on the hunt for the splash pad because I really, really want to get him one, and I really hope they're in stock. I know it's a busy weekend weekend, so hopefully they're not too crazy busy over there. We'll see. We're in the Target. On a mission. Okay, so we are back from Target. We did not get the splash pad that I wanted. The one in stock was no longer there when we got there, so we got a different one. So I wanted the one that had like oranges and lemons all over it, and it was the same brand as this one. But yeah, they didn't have it. So we got this one instead. It's like teal and purple, and it's the same size as the other one. It's 90 by 70 inches, which is pretty good size. And they had another one that was only 70 by 70. It was a circle, and I just felt like this one, they're the same price, so might as well get the bigger one. We're home now, and I'm going to get started on some of the food for the barbecue. So I'm making a cheesecake trifle with berries, and then I'm also making a pasta salad. So we'll get started on that right now. So I have the pasta salad in the fridge, it's chilling, and now I'm gonna get started on the cheesecake trifle, which I've made a few times, but I don't think I've ever made on this channel. The last time I made it, I think, was for our gender reveal party, which was like a year ago. So it's delectable. So I'm gonna be making that right now, and then I will just be probably getting on my bathing suit and waiting for my family to arrive, and we'll be getting Teddy in his little swim outfit and just ready to have a good time. I got 2 blocks of cream cheese for this. I'm trying to remember if I need all, like, 2 full blocks, because we're also doing the Cool Whip in there, which gives it some consistency as well, and I don't want to have too much. So I think I'm going to start with 1.5, and if I don't have enough, I can always add more. I just don't want to end up wasting a bunch of cream cheese, because I can use it for other things if I don't need it for this. Sorry if you guys can hear Hey Bear in the background. It's very loud, I'm just now realizing. There we go. And then I think I'm gonna do like 2 cups of sugar. That might be way too much. Maybe just 1 cup of sugar. And some vanilla. This was gifted to me for my wedding by one of my closest friends. She's my longtime friend. And it was vanilla beans and vodka. So I made my own vanilla extract, has my wedding date on it, and it's super good and probably a little alcoholic, but I'm not measuring. And we're gonna get our hand mixer, and we're just going to blend this until it's smooth. That got a little messy. Taste this. That's good. I think the Cool Whip will add to a little bit of like the sugariness, so I don't want to add any more sugar than I already did. It's supposed to be more like light than a super like sweet dessert. So I think that 1 cup of sugar is probably good. So I've got my Cool Whip. Guys, it took me so long to find this in the store. It's in the frozen section. I always forget that. I was like looking at like the whipped cream section. No, it's in the frozen section. I haven't had Cool Whip in years. So we're going to fold this into, sorry, this cord's like in the way. We're gonna like fold the Cool Whip into here and make it kind of all combined. Let me get my trifle dish though, because we want it to, we don't want the Cool Whip to like deflate too much. You want it to stay nice and fluffy. Oh, and we need berries. Right, I need to cut up my berries. Okay, so please hold. We're going to cut up berries really quick. All right, so I've got everything cut up. My berries are washed. We're now just going to layer the trifle. Hi!
Just dancing in the background.
Okay, go dancing. I'm gonna actually combine the Cool Whip in right now and get these strawberries out of the way a little bit. So I'm probably gonna try to do like maybe half of this. So we're just gonna put it in and then just like gently fold all of it together. All right, so I've got my filling ready to go, and I have more Cool Whip if we need it. Move this to the side. Okay, so I've got this, and I've got the mini strawberry shortcake kind of sponge cakes. Now, usually I would buy like one big one and cut it up, but they didn't have any, so I'm just going to rip these apart. We're gonna rip them into like little bite-sized chunks. And we're gonna start with a layer of that on the bottom. Then you're gonna do a layer of berries and then cheesecake, and then you're gonna go all the way up, just like that.
You like it? It's not too hot in the house, which is nice.
Yeah, it's not too bad yet. Hopefully it stays okay. All right, here she is, all done. So I'm gonna pop this in the fridge and let it chill. I definitely could have probably had more cheesecake base in there, but we're not having a ton of people here, so I think this will be enough. And yeah, I think it came out so pretty. I just love the look of this. He's gonna freak out. It's freezing. Can't even like sit in this. The water's too like going. Does it turn down at all or no? There we go. That's better. Yeah, there we go. That's good. Alright guys, so we are closing out the vlog for today, Sunday. I kind of left off this morning and then never checked back in, so hopefully there's some footage of the day. It was very hot, we did a lot. We just like ate the food and played on the splash pad, which you can see behind me. And then just kind of like hung out. There wasn't like a whole lot going on, but it was more of a family day, so I didn't really do any filming. But tomorrow, the hope is that, sorry, mosquitoes. The hope tomorrow is that we'll be able to do some gardening because it's gonna be in the very low 70s. And in the morning, we're actually going to the town's Memorial Day parade, so I'll get some footage of that as well. So tomorrow's just gonna be like another full day and it'll be nice. And Brandon will have, you know, the day off, so we get to spend it together as a family, which is great. Teddy's asleep for the first time tonight, not in his bassinet. He's actually in our pack and play, so we moved him out of the bassinet because he was just growing out of it. So he's still in our room in the pack and play, but he looks so small in there, and time is moving way too fast, guys. Like, I can't believe we're through the bassinet days. Like, that just blows my mind. Anyway, just wanted to check in for the night and close out the vlog for right now, and we'll check back in tomorrow morning for another great day. Wow, these bugs are really bad. Okay, gotta go. Bye. Good morning. Are we currently racing the Memorial Day Parade and getting ahead of it because I didn't know where it was? Yes. It's been a little hectic, I thought that our Memorial Day parade came down on our main street, and it does not. So we are currently trying to find another place. Oh, maybe all these people are parked for it.
I'm guessing.
All right, we're trying to catch up to it, so stay tuned.
Here we go.
All right, so we're home from the parade. It's been a little bit. Gonna be hopefully heading out here to my garden now. Teddy is a challenge today. He did not want to nap. He skipped his afternoon nap, which is usually doesn't bode well for the rest of the day when he does that, which isn't very often, but he did sleep like all night last night. I was really happy with, you know, how he did overnight, especially like in his pack and play now, like changing out of the bassinet. We were worried, everything was good, but today he is not having it. He does not want to take a nap. So we have him set up in the shade outside in his swing, and he's just gonna hang out with me while I work on my garden because I have to do this today. I don't really have other times to do it. So fingers crossed he calms down and we're able to get him to nap in a little bit. He's gonna be eating again soon too, but oh my goodness, very frustrating sometimes when you have your day planned out and then the 5-month-old is like, no, that's not how today's gonna go. So we are gonna head outside and hopefully get some stuff done. All right, so quick update. We got the whole plot dug up and all the weeds pulled out. As you can see, they're all here. And Brandon is putting up the fencing. We did have to replace a couple stakes this year, but that was it. We're using the same fencing as last year. So if you guys watched that video, we're using a 1/4-inch hardware cloth for the fence with just wooden stakes that are zip tied. It worked great last year. We had no problems, so we saved it and using it again this year, saving some money. The plot is the same size this year. It's 10 by 15. And I am gonna put up my little plan. I'm gonna cut to that right now as to like the layout of it. I don't know if I'm gonna film the full planting just because it's just me putting seeds in dirt. I don't know if that really interests you guys, but I will show you the plan. So here is that right now. All right, guys, so here I am in Illustrator. I used this same program. This is Adobe Illustrator. I used this last year for my garden plan as well, and I think it's just the easiest way to go about seeing things visually. This grid here that you see, each of these squares represents 1 foot. So going across this way, we have 15 feet, and going down, we have 10 feet. This is the side where the open fields are, and this is the side where our house is. This end here faces our like detached garage, and this end faces the neighbors. Just to give you guys a little bit of bearings here. They definitely have gardening apps out there that you can use that are very similar for your spacing and all that, but I already have this program. I'm a graphic designer, so might as well just use this. So this year, this is what I came up with. It's quite a bit more than last year. If you've seen my video from last year, check it out. I'll link it in the description if you want to like compare and contrast this, but this is way more involved than last year. So as you can see, I have quite a bit more filler plants this year, like flowers. So I've got lavender down here, marigold, sunflowers up here in the corner, which I guess I didn't get to making the little symbols for these. Interesting. And then the sweet alyssum, which is like, I believe it's also called carpet of snow. It's just these little white flowers. So they're all kind of like scattered throughout the garden. And I'm hoping these will attract the pollinators and just be really great companion plants for everything around them. Everything is very thoughtfully placed based on the Farmer's Almanac website and what grows well together. And then I also made sure to keep things away from each other that do not do well together. For example, I believe it was the dill. It said to keep away from the carrots. I might have to double check on that. I'm pretty sure that was what it was, but there were different ones that they said don't put them near each other, so I made sure to keep them away. And the reasoning behind that is because certain plants can attract different insects that are really bad for other plants but aren't harmful to some. So you just have to be kind of careful where you place everything. But okay, so let me just go through this real quick with you guys. So down here, starting when you this is kind of where you would walk into the garden. This is the lavender right in the front here. I love the smell of it. I'm hoping to be able to pick a lot of it and dry it out just to have in the house. So that's going to be right down in front. I don't have like a set amount. I'm just going to kind of scatter seeds and see what grows. Right next door to the lavender, we have peas. I've never grown peas before. I've never grown like 80% of this. So this will all be an interesting adventure. But yes, we have peas here. I have 8 pea plants that I am planting. Then up above, we have potatoes. I actually bought Yukon Gold seed potatoes, so I'm just planting those direct into the ground. They already have like eyes and are rooting out, and so I'm just gonna plant them like that. We'll see what happens. Next door to that, I have the 4 heads of lettuce that I'm planting. I am planting iceberg lettuce, or actually the one I got, it's called igloo lettuce. Can someone let me know if that's the same thing as iceberg? Because I could not find iceberg, but I did find igloo, and I felt like ice igloo, like that kind of sounded similar, and the photo looked similar. So anyway, that's what I planted here. Right above that, we have this giant patch of the sweet alyssum. I am going to again just scatter the seeds in here and see what grows. I know this stuff spreads like crazy, so I am going to try to contain it to this area, but yeah, that's where that is. Above that, I've got dill plants. So we've got 3. I'm hoping to make homemade pickles. If this is successful, I will do a video making homemade pickles using the dill and also the cucumber, which are over here. If I do make pickles and I have an abundance, I do plan to sell them out by the road with our egg stand. So hopefully that's something I can do. I think that would be so cool to just like be able to make them completely from scratch from my garden. That would just be really, really neat. I love pickles. So right next door, we've got the bell pepper here. I marked where there'll be a stake. So it'll be for these plants to like lean against. I am now looking at this. I'm not sure what my thought process was here, because these are in a square and the stake is over here. Anyway, the plan is to basically tie off these plants so that the wind does not knock them over. We'll see. There's going to be a stake. I guess the placement doesn't really matter on the map. There will be stakes for these bell peppers. But I've got 4 pepper plants here. Next door to them, I've got onions. I'm planting 12 onion plants. They are sweet yellow onion. And then right below them, I've got 12 carrots. My carrots did really well last year, so I decided to plant way more this year, and I'm hoping that they take off early enough that I'm able to do a second round later on in the year. And as you can see, we do have space throughout this garden, so if I wanted to do more carrots, I definitely could plant them in just a different spot and have a grouping that's like slightly behind in growth to this one. Carrots, you can have like 2 harvest times because they grow fairly quickly, so let's hope we can get a bunch of them this year. It was really cool like to see how well they did last year. I was very impressed. Down in front, we've got 3 cherry tomato plants. These grew like crazy last year, guys. They did so well. I did not expect them to grow as well as they did. I ended up having a ton at the end of the year, that I had to take in and put in like a brown bag so they would ripen in there and avoid being destroyed by the frost, because they were just not ripening quick enough. Like, I just had so many, and it was awesome to not have to buy cherry tomatoes for literally like 3 months, I think. We just had an abundance. So I'm doing 3 plants this year with a stake in the front here, so they will be nice and stabilized. Last year I did them in like a circular cage type of setting, and it was just really hard to harvest them. So I think this year we're just going to do them up against a kind of like fencing type of deal. We'll see how they grow, how they progress, and if we need to do that or not. Right behind them, we have cucumber. It's pretty well known. Cucumber and tomato grow well near each other. So I put them right in the center of the 2 tomato sections. I am growing 2 of them, and they will be in a cage type of setup. It'll be kind of like fencing that I wrap around the plant. I am growing pickling cucumbers this year. Last year I grew regular, just longer, standard cucumbers, I guess you could say. So we're trying the pickling ones this year. And historically, cucumbers for me have always worked out, except for last year. I had to replant them. If you guys watched that video, it was quite a disaster. So hopefully this year they just grow right off the bat and we don't have any problems. Right above them, we've got the beefsteak tomato. These are the big, like juicy tomatoes. I think they're gonna be good for sandwiches. I have a stake that will go here to hold them up to support them. As tomato plants tend to need some kind of support. We also live in like a valley, and we get insane amounts of wind at our house, so we definitely need some support for some of these plants, because the last thing I need is them getting blown over and destroyed. So 2 of those beefsteak tomato plants will be here. And then over here on the very end, we've got marigolds. So I have no idea how many are going to come up here. I know these spread as well. And if they don't grow well enough, I'm just going to go buy some at Home Depot. These are obviously companion plants and will attract the pollinators. I love marigolds in general. They're just super pretty, and they stick around for a long time, and they're pretty resilient little flowers. So we will see how well these do, but I'm just excited to have like this pop of color on this side of the garden. I think it's gonna be so pretty. And then finally, last but not least, in the corner here, we've got the sunflowers, which I was probably just showing you, or I'm about to show you, that we had some growing in the plot already from where we put down feed for the chickens that had sunflowers in them, and they started to grow, sunflower seeds in them, I should say, and they started to grow in the plot, and so I am going to transplant them over into this corner here. There are actually more than 4. I have 4 listed here as my amount, but I believe there are like 7. So anyway, this whole corner is going to be sunflowers, and again, it's just really beneficial for the entire garden to have those over here, because they are going to attract those pollinators and just all kinds of good stuff for all these plants. So you might notice I don't have my pumpkins on here or my watermelon. I grew both last year, and they were enormous plants. They both did super well. We got a ton of pumpkins. We got, I think, 5 watermelons and 5 pumpkins, and everything grew great, but they took over the entire garden plot, and they were really hard to manage. So this year we're actually going to plant on the perimeter, so they'll be back over here. So this is like the edge of the yard, and the field is like beyond this, okay? So they'll be like along this edge here behind the garden, and I'm going to hopefully get it so the vines grow outward in both directions, and we'll have like a little pumpkin patch one way and a watermelon patch the other way. But that is the plan for this year. Hopefully this gives you guys a good visual. I am going to get back now to the plot and getting everything in the ground for the year. So I also just wanted to show you guys real quick. This was from us putting down chicken feed that had sunflower seeds, and these are all sunflowers in this little cluster here. And then there were some over here too, but we pulled those up, so they'll just be over on the other side. But I'm just inside the plot right now. Looking good. We're not really adding anything, or we are adding to the soil. We're adding ash from the wood stove over the winter. We saved it, and ash is a really good thing to put into your soil. Brandon, why is that?
Keeps the moisture in.
Keeps the moisture in. He figured that out, not me. And then there's chicken poop like mixed in here already, but I think we have some dirt that has some in it too, which is great fertilizer. So we're gonna just mix all that in here into what we have from last year. But this dirt's pretty good. It's in good condition. Yeah, we're in good shape. Hello. It's like 7:30 at night. I just got in from planting. I didn't film planting. Planting was long and kind of technical because I have like everything measured out. So I was like trying really hard to make sure I did my spacing right and everything. So now we wait. But I wanted to update you guys on my starter plants because I didn't touch upon that in this video yet, I don't think. And you might be wondering what the heck happened to them. And let me just tell you, that was a colossal fail this year. They all died, like all of them. I think I have maybe 2 pumpkins that survived to the point that I could plant them. Which I haven't done yet because they're being planted on our perimeter and I didn't do that tonight, but they all failed. I think that I need to get lights if I'm gonna do starters. The front entry was just simply not sunny enough, and we had a bout of like 40-degree weather after I planted them, and I think that it just was not warm enough in the entryway. They needed a lot warmer of an environment, and so yeah, after the little update I did in my last video, they all died, and I was very sad about it. I started bringing them out in the sun every day, thinking that would help, and then one day the wind just blew one of the trays like completely over, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to just plant straight from seed. Sorry, we are feeding a bottle if you can hear those noises, and we just finished it. Yeah. Are you gonna have some squash now? Anyway, so I didn't plant them. The only ones that are like starters are those sunflowers that were growing by themselves in there. And so I moved those, I transplanted them to the corner, and then everything else is from seed. So we are just gonna have to see, right, Teddy? But I feel like the most colossal failure when it comes to having a green thumb, guys. Like, I don't know what it is, but yeah, the starter plants did not work out. So I think, you know, based on how things go this year, if everything goes good from seed, I'm just going to do that from now on. If it doesn't go well, we'll try starters again next year, but yeah, it didn't go good. So that's the update. And I'm going to end the vlog here because I am wiped out. This was a very, very long weekend. We are all really, really exhausted. We like took naps today. We were like not in the greatest of moods today. It was a really, really kind of rough day because this weekend has just been chock full of stuff, as you guys have seen. And with a baby, it's just so much more now, like to do everything. And it's amazingly fun and awesome to see him doing all these like firsts, and he went to his first parade today, you know, all that stuff. That's so fun, but it's so much work. So we are gonna go rest now, and the rest of this week is probably just gonna be resting, chilling at home. Yeah. Do you wanna say hi? You wanna smile? What are you doing? You not gonna smile now? It's almost bedtime. He's very tired. As you can see, he's like zoned out. Is that you demanding your squash? I think that might be some demanding of squash. So we're gonna go do that. So that is it for the video, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm excited to update you on the garden in the future, and fingers crossed it's a good update. But yeah, that's it. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I hope you guys had a great holiday weekend yourselves, and make sure that if you like this style of content, haphazard vlogging, some homemaking, some hosting here and there, content that's not consistent, make sure you subscribe and give this video a thumbs up, and comment down below, what did you guys do for Memorial Day weekend? I would love to know. Did you go to any parades? Did you do anything fun? Do you guys plant a garden? Is this your planting weekend? Let me know in the comments. I'm gonna go now. I will see you all in the next video. Bye.